Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another book review. I just finished book number 1 of Jerusalem Road, and it's by Angela Hunt, and it's called Daughter of Cana. And if you're familiar with the wedding at Cana, then you know generally what era that this takes place in, and we're introduced to Judah, one main character, and Tasman, who is another main character, and apparently she is one of Jesus's sisters. I think that's right. One of his siblings. And it's really interesting because Thomas the twin is part of that group because she's his sister. Excuse me. She's his sister. I will get this right. And it's really quite detailed, and even though it's a fictional account, it really gets you centered into what a lot of the Jews actually thought about Jesus when he came, because many of them believed that it was he is the second coming of Elijah, according to Protestants, which I believe that. But there were a lot of Jews who really believed the prophecy that he was going to defeat Rome, because Rome was the enemy of Jerusalem, and in many cases that really hasn't gone away. Some things never change, but it's just a very intriguing story, and I'm not going to go into great detail about the book itself, though it's a one-shot. There will be another book considering another member of Jesus' family. Actually, I'm sorry, this isn't Jesus's or Yeshua's sister, it's Thomas's sister. I got that wrong. It's the sister of Thomas. And she's thinking that Thomas is a fanatic. She doesn't know really what to think of this Yeshua at first. And she's under the aegis, the same kind of the same sort of impression that, like I said, I'm going to reiterate, a lot of people in Jerusalem at the time, they thought that he was a zealot and a fanatic and all this other stuff, and they thought, well, yes, we all believe he's a prophet, but he can't be the son of God, because you can't make yourself equal with God. He was God in the flesh. I'm sorry. He did miracles, and no human being can do that unless they have power from the Most High, and it's just something we cannot wrap our heads around because we're finite, and why would God do that? But some things are just not meant for us to know, I don't think. But I like to believe that Jesus was sent here. He came here to rescue us from our sin. I mean, we make mistakes, we do horrible things, but we're redeemable, and I think if we are upright citizens, and we believe, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be baptized, but I think being in the company of other believers, having that standpoint in the faith, I think is good. Because I'm an apologist. I'm like C.S. Lewis was. I think all branches actually lead to God himself, but some would like to disagree with me. But needless to say, I think that Angela Hunt has written another excellent book. I like the two differing points of view and how they collide with each other, and how they interweave one with the other, how they complement each other, and how they're different from each other. And it's really quite fascinating, I think, to see Judah's viewpoint versus Tamsin's viewpoint. But I really don't have that much else to say, to be honest. It's a really good book, and I got through it way too quickly. So I'm hoping that the next book in the series, which will be about Jesus' sister, there are accounts of him actually having one, because he had siblings, and we know James was one of them. Judah was another, I do believe. Yeah, Judah was one. But I really don't have much else to say about Daughter of Cana, other than it was way too short, and just incredibly well written. I felt like I was right there with him and going through the trials and tribulation that Tasman was going through and just struggling and just thinking, should I support my brother, and going along with his his conviction and his discipleship. And that's the whole thing about being a Christian. We weren't asked to be conventional. Jesus is a rebel. He is a man who defies convention. I mean, the scribes and Pharisees hated him because, you know, he basically struck down everything they thought was in their law. So, yeah, God tends to do things like that. He'll show you another way, and he'll surprise you. He does that. He has a sense of humor, I should know. But that's basically all I have to say, honestly. But take care. God bless you. Long crossor. Ciao, tutti.